So glad to be starting off this Tuesday with you. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. So you know what? We are glad to be starting off this Tuesday with you all, even if it is a little rainy outside.
Yeah, it's November 1st and we're almost to Christmas.
We're so close to Christmas.
And Tom's like, I'm going to punch you later.
We may or may not have an office tree already up.
I do have my office tree up.
I wasn't going to tell on you. I was going to say.
Sure. No shame here.
No shame in your game. I love it too.
All right, hear me out though. If we are putting up Christmas trees already,
okay,
then we're just going to have to make it snow outside.
Okay.
Okay, fine, deal.
Okay. And I will say this, there is some snow later on in the forecast. Just some small chances during these morning hours when it's cold enough to do so, which is not this morning. But next week, could definitely see our first accumulating snowfall of the season. So keep that in your back pocket, especially if you are looking forward towards the Christmas season. But it is November 1st, and it is about 40 degrees, which is too warm for it to snow, at least on this particular morning. It is all rainfall all across the inland Northwest, with the exception of some areas in north central Washington. There are some areas, especially if you look out towards Davenport. Now, that's Doppler radar trying to estimate what type of precipitation is falling. All the reports that we've had so far this morning, all the cameras that I'm looking at, it's all just rain and all just wet out there. But it is just steady and continuous, and it is keeping things pretty wet out there. We're a half hour to sunrise. It should look brighter than it does at this moment over Coeur d'Alene, but that's how thick that cloud cover is, and it is going to keep things wet and fairly cool for today. Our temperature is hardly budging. They'll stay between 40 and 43 degrees. That's it for today on what is going to be a very soggy Tuesday.
Well, love it or hate it, the snow is coming and the city of Spokane is getting ready. Happening today, the city is releasing their snow response plan for the upcoming season, and this includes snow removal and parking guidelines. The city will go over their plan at 10 a.m. this morning. We'll have more from that announcement later today on KREM 2 News and on KREM.com.
It's very crappy that someone would go to a children's hospital of all places and steal a car.
A good way to describe it. Well, new this morning, a family from Stevens County asking the community for help as their son recovers from surgery in Seattle. That little boy is okay this morning, but now the family does not have a way to get back home. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is live in the newsroom this morning to explain why. Nicole, what happened?
So the Fagers live about an hour northwest of Spokane, and this weekend their son had brain surgery to treat his epilepsy. It was a surgery doctors here could not perform, so they packed up and drove themselves over to Seattle Children's Hospital. The family says surgery went well, and the one-year-old William is already doing better. But while they were soaking in that good news, someone stole the family's car from the Seattle Children's parking garage.
I'd gotten him Halloween stuff because he has to spend Halloween at a hospital. All of that was in there. I did not ever think that someone would be that low life to steal a car from Seattle Children's.
Police say they do have security footage and are working the case now, and Seattle Children's says they are working with Seattle PD and looking over their security protocols. But in the meantime, the family is stranded with a one-year-old who is still recovering from intense surgery. So the family turned to GoFundMe and is asking the community for help. They've already raised more than $10,000 as of this morning, and the donations are still coming in this morning as well, with more people donating in the past few hours. The family says while the situation is tough, they are just happy that their little boy is done with surgery and recovering. In the newsroom, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
As of today, the Salvation Army is now the operator of the Trent and Cannon Street homeless shelters. Now, last week, the Spokane City Council officially ended their $6.5 million contract with the nonprofit Guardians Foundation, who used to operate the shelters. According to the city administrator, several irregularities were found in payroll and expense reports from the Guardians. And last month, the city also learned a former Guardians employee may have embezzled over $100,000. The Salvation Army will take the same contract over as the Guardians had. According to the city, there won't be any interruption of services at the shelters.
An update on the status of the cooling tent at the I-90 homeless encampment. The Spokane Fire Department officially issued a permit for it to legally be there, and this means WashDOT will no longer face a daily fine. The tent was initially set up by the nonprofit Jules Helping Hands in early July to help people staying there deal with the high summer temperatures. Then Jules Helping Hands used it as a resource center for the camp. The permit does specify safety standards the tent must meet in order for it to be there, and this includes having a minimum of 2 exits, including an emergency exit. No more than 115 people can be inside the tent at one time, and the permit must be posted in a visible location.
Well, it is everyone's favorite time of year, and we're talking about Tom's Turkey Drive.
Yeah, and this year we are going big to make sure we provide 11,000 Thanksgiving meals for families here in the Inland Northwest, but we need your help to get it done. KREM 2 and all of our partners want to make sure everyone has a turkey and all the fixins this Thanksgiving. So here's how you can donate. You can go to any area Rosars, buy a $20 bag. It's that easy, and that will buy a family a Thanksgiving dinner they can cook at home.
Now, Tom Sherry is the head turkey himself, of course, and he will be all over town this entire month getting everyone involved in Tom's Turkey Drive. So today, he'll be live at Rosars on 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. So come on by to Rosars, say hi to Tom, and buy your Tom's Turkey Drive bag. Now, for more information about Tom's Turkey Drive, text the word turkey to our number 509-448-2000, and we'll send you a link with more information right to your phone.